Welcome to the first parody series of Analyzing Good, and today we're going to be analyzing Magnifico the Great, the character that given people's wishes, essentially the Santa Claus in the Wish film, and essentially is the best character of the entire film since every other character is unlikable. Now, I'm going to say this analysis is not going to be perfect, since I am convinced the song lyrics are flat out made by ChatGPT since the English lyrics are broken, making my life more difficult to analyze this. But I'm going to try and give it my best shot due to how bad the script is in this film. So it all started when Magnifico has a tragedy in his childhood that essentially thieves have stolen from him. So to make sure people don't suffer the same fate he goes through, he protects the wishes to make sure nobody else steals them and give them a fort, a castle, no rent to pay at all. Essentially, he given people everything. Since in the beginning of the film, everybody in the city of Roses is happy, excited, energetic, and is not really affected by Magnifico's wishes as protecting them. Yes, the film tries to show in exceptions, but it's only for adults. Magnifico makes sure only adults get the wishes because he knows there's side effects once you do something at the age of 18, such as alcohol affecting you at the age of 18 and so on. So Asha wants to be Magnifico's apprentice, where the evil Asha said the reason why she wants to be Magnifico's apprentice is she cares too much. She didn't have a good reason since she got everything. Since the only reason why Asha wanted to work with Magnifico is to steal the wish he's protecting to make sure the world or his fort or castle doesn't collapse in a year or less. So Magnifico tested Asha's logic, sharing him his tragic backstory, why he made Roses the greatest city to ever exist in fiction, with no tragedies happening at all. But Asha doesn't care about any of that. All Asha cares about is the destruction of Magnifico's society that he built to make sure people have a better life than what he had in his childhood. And him deciding which person's wish being granted does make sense, because if he grants everybody's wishes, which is Asha's own words, she wants all the wishes granted, then everything Magnifico built would be destroyed in a year or less. You don't want someone to wish being a dictator immediately. Look at World War II as an example. Like, when Magnifico says Asha's father's wish is too vague, it's for a good reason. If Asha's father is the greatest musician to ever live, what passion does he have for music anymore? Nothing. He is old. Asha's father had decades to prepare being a good musician, but no. Instead of learning to be a musician, he flat out gone to Magnifico to protect his wish, to make sure no harm happens to it. He is a grown adult and makes his own decisions and trusted Magnifico with his own wish. So he understood the sacrifices and consequences if he did that, since Magnifico only allows to protect people's wishes once at the age of 18, since no kids ever get their wishes protected from Magnifico, where Magnifico gives children 18 years of time to make their own decisions, because freedom of choice, it's their choice to trust some random stranger that has a tragic backstory to protect their wish. That is Magnifico's main purpose, to protect their wish, not just to grant their wish, because if he grants every person's wishes, then the entire society he created would have been destroyed. So he has a good reason to be angry with Asha being against his worldview, because he views it to be insanity and destroyed everything he built for decades. So once Asha becomes a threat to Magnifico's rule, Magnifico had to break the rules a little bit because he didn't want Asha to destroy everything he built. So he was willing to grant more wishes to people if they find Asha and stuff like that, to prevent Asha from destroying his castle and everything he built for decades. Now, I do agree what Magnifico is doing there is a risky move, because it depends on if someone's wish is granted being a dictator, then he has to basically lie to them, and that means he creates another enemy to join Asha's side. But if Asha did not force him into this position where he's going to lose all of his power, he would have never done a risky decision such as that. Since he tried reasoning with Asha first, and Asha says, no, we need everybody's wishes granted. So Magnifico is using Asha's logic against her to prove her wrong, to show granting everybody's wishes will cause chaos and more danger to society. So essentially, a bunch of people has questioned Magnifico this, and Magnifico goes on about how much the people has disrespected him and been ungrateful for everything he has given him, where I agree with Magnifico here. They're not paying rent, they're not paying tax, they literally are living the best life possible. Magnifico giving them the best life possible, and they're being ungrateful for it. And he's not asking people to 100% respect him and agree with everything he does. He only wants them to respect him a little bit, where he does grant wishes as long as it's not dangerous, since he granted 14 wishes last year, which is a high percent for him, where essentially his wishes are increasing every single year. And the lyric, keeping you safe should be worth every cent, it means he literally is willing to protect his people for $0. That shows how much he cares about his society and people. And when he gone near the green book, he did not use it. He just basically created his own toys and just played around with them. That shows how much he cares about his people. He gives, and gives. Where Asha makes the situation worse, basically giving him PTSD, reliving his childhood by someone stealing from him. Where Asha has no reason to steal her father's wish that he agreed decades ago that it should be protected. Where if you want to be such a great goddamn musician, why don't you work for it? Why do you want to trust? God, this story is so goddamn bad, the writing is shit. Where literally Asha's father literally could have worked for it. It's literally his decision trusting a random stranger. And Asha's only doing that based on her song is people told her to sit down. Yeah, you should sit down because you should not destroy the entirety of society that your parents helped you to raise. Like, if you were against Magnifico this much, why did you not leave? Like, you literally could have easily left. But I'm gonna continue with Magnifico. Essentially, once Magnifico found out that Asha made his job impossible protecting the wishes, Magnifico destroyed her own parents' wishes in front of her, saying, you have lost all my respect. You have ruined everything I built for decades, and I will stop at nothing to destroy your life, because you are not gonna harm all the people that I've made their lives great. Which is flat out deserved. It was the customer's decision letting Magnifico protect the wish. If you're ripping the employer off, then the employer has every right to ruin your life. Since if you mess up his safety and just steal wishes and bring them in the middle of nowhere, they will get destroyed. So what's the point of protecting them if you're going to destroy them in the first place? Thankfully, the pick Magnifico picked is the most boring character in the entire film, where all he wanted to wish is being a knight to Magnifico, where his risk paid off, where it could have been significantly worse and could have been a devastating wish that could have harmed his society. So his risky move is very lucky, thanks to his decision and luck, finding someone that catched Asha that had a wish that was not dangerous at all. So thanks to Asha making Magnifico's job impossible protecting the wishes, he is destroying every wish he sees is potentially dangerous. Yes, some people can claim it's overdramatic and stuff like that, or is overreacting about the wish's dangers, but let me remind you, Asha completely ruined Magnifico's entire safety. He needs to act quickly, or else his entire society is destroyed. Since if Asha can do it with ease, everybody else can. So Magnifico needs to improve his safety and prove his citizens a point that they're trying to give him the best life possible. Stop trying to destroy everything. And once Magnifico got the star, he essentially won. He overpowers Asha. He flat out made sure the people understand to not do what Asha does. He improved the safety protecting the wishes and destroyed all the dangerous ones in his belief. Where again, only adults agree with the wish, where if they really want to achieve their wish, they should work for it, not flat out sell it to some random stranger. So it's the customer's decision, not the employer's fault. But due to how terrible the music is, it's one of the worst songs Disney has ever done. Don't use ChatGPT again. It screams using ChatGPT, and I don't give a shit what other people say. It is ChatGPT, the lyrics are broken, and no one would ever greenlight this. Where due to the songs being unlistenable with broken English, Magnifico could not take anymore, begging people to stop singing. And due to plot armor BS, essentially the star can somehow get out of the mirror, but he can't. And why is that? Because the writers of this film did not know what the hell they're doing. They didn't give Asha any training to rule a society. They didn't give Asha any training to beat Magnifico. They've given Asha nothing. All she did is just mess around and see the worst Disney songs we've ever seen in a Disney film. So due to BS plot armor, Magnifico has tried everything to protect society from complete collapse, given Asha a good reason why he decides the fate of people's wishes to prevent people from destroying society, and did did everything in his power to make Rosis a great place and a better living conditions than everywhere else in the Disney universe. Well, yes, there's only like 2 flaws you could say about his character, that essentially he probably overreacted on the wishes he destroyed, but that's about it. Aside from like 1 negative, everything else he did is reasonable and makes sense, and made Asha the actual real villain of this film, where Magnifico did not deserve to be in the dungeon and not being stuck in a mirror. He deserved to be free and still help out Rosis, because I thought they were going on about the book possessing him and stuff like that. So why are we punishing him if literally the book and the writers and like this writing is shit? No one put any fucking effort into this film. But the conclusion still stands that this is a thanks Magnifico gets for helping everybody out and making society a better place. Where it's like, writers, have you actually read the script? Like, I'm actually interested. Did you even do the basics of reading the script? Because the songs have no good English lyrics. It is broken English made in ChatGPT. There is no freaking denying that, because there's no way someone's first language is English even written that. They made the protagonist more evil than Darth Sidious, because Darth Sidious at least did not try to destroy the entirety of the Empire. Asha, though, wanted to destroy the entirety of Magnifico's society in only like a few weeks or a couple of days. All Magnifico wanted to do with you, Asha, is just train you to be the next sorceress because you cared too much, but you never cared. All you care about is the destruction of society and making your 7 dwarf friends have more miserable lives and making everybody else's lives worse. And that is why Magnifico did not deserve the punishment he gets, because he knows how to make the society function. His own wife betrayed him for no reason. What crown did he wear for the entire film? None. She's a liar. Why marry Magnifico if you don't even like him? You could have easily divorced him. And how did Asha somehow convince 7 people while singing, saying Magnifico is a bad person with no evidence at all? No evidence. And somehow people believe it over lighting effects. This film is the worst film Disney has ever released. Don't ever do this again, Disney. It has the worst world building, the worst characters, except Magnifico. That's the only likable one. The worst songs, the worst lyrics, the worst everything. Even the animation looks flat out unfinished. Where I'm gonna end the video here, where I try to do an analysis on a character on a film with a broken script, broken English, and just terrible writing with horrible world building. Where I'm gonna end the video here.